Welcome to Growing Younger podcast, where we guide you through your journey of reaching your fitness goals after 40. Can knee supports, sleeves, or braces, they come under different names, relieve pain caused by knee arthritis? So in this podcast episode today, we're going to talk about the role of knee supports of various types for people with knee arthritis. Hi guys, my name is Alex Blazewski. I'm a principal physiotherapist at Growing Younger Fitness. And today in this podcast, we're going to discuss the effectiveness of various knee supports for relieve pain caused by knee arthritis. So first of all, I want to say that obviously with knee arthritis, you can't, unfortunately, there's no cure. So the way you address it is by managing your pain levels. So it basically comes down to trying various treatments or various devices that might give you relief with your day-to-day activities. And braces certainly have their role to play in this. Now, whether knee supports are actually effective to get relief from knee arthritis, it's a bit of a catch-22. So more often than not, yes, they can provide some level of pain relief. However, it really depends on a number of factors. So one of those factors is what part of the knee joint is affected by arthritis. Also how severe it is, and also what type of knee support are we actually talking about. So let's dive into it. So number one, I want to mention there was a study, quite a major study done back in 2012. They looked at the effectiveness of they called knee sleeves or sort of light knee supports. So they studied the effect of those on a group of people with knee arthritis. Now, what they found is that, yes, people involved in the study, they did get significant pain relief from wearing those knee sleeves. However, the way it works was actually different to the way we imagine it. So what they found is that by wearing a knee support, it actually helps to improve what's called proprioception. Proprioception essentially is a sense of joint positioning. So basically, this is how your brain can tell what position your leg or your whatever part of the body is in. Okay, so by improving body's awareness of joint position, it actually helped to give these people some relief from their knee arthritis pain. So you could assume that this joint awareness potentially could improve the person's coordination. Okay, and that in doing so, it actually helps to relieve pain. So look, how it works is not so important than the actual fact that it did give relief from pain to those people involved in the study. Now, the other interesting finding of this particular study is that wearing these knee sleeves also improved the participants' confidence and stability of the knee joint without significantly restricting the movement. Okay, and that's important because some of the knee supports, some of the knee braces, especially the bulky ones, they can actually affect your ability to fully bend the knee. So clearly, if you're using these knee sleeves or the lighter versions of knee supports, so they can actually do it, they can improve your pain without restricting or stiffening your joint movement, which is really good news. Look, guys, hope you enjoy the podcast. Look, I have a little favor to ask you. If you know someone who this podcast could be useful for, I would really appreciate if you share this podcast with them. It would help them, but also it would help me grow the channel as well. Now, another type of knee support that I'd like to kind of talk about a bit separately is a knee support. They're called unloader braces. So unloader braces is that special type of knee brace that helps to unload one side of the knee joint. So the thing is with knee arthritis, very often only one side of the joint is affected. So for example, either the inside or the outside of the joint. And quite often it has a lot to do with the way the person distributes weight on their leg. So quite often during their lifetime for many years, they walk by placing a little bit more stress or a little bit more weight on one side of the knee joint. So that causes a faster wearing out of one half of the knee. Now, so what these braces do is, let's say, for example, if the inside of your knee joint is worn out, but the outside is actually okay. So what this knee support does, it actually redistributes the weight. So in this case, what they will do is they will kind of leverage your leg in such a way that it will take the pressure of the inside of the knee joint and redistribute it more on the outside of the joint. So kind of distributing more weight onto the good or the healthy part of the knee. It will, in doing so, it actually will reduce the friction through the damaged part of the knee, and therefore it will help the pain levels. So this particular type of knee brace is very effective, and there's research to back it up. In particular, there's a study done in 2015. So by utilizing these knee braces to redistribute the weight on the knee joint, they found that people who participated in the study, their pain levels has reduced significantly, and also their walking tolerance, so their ability to walk long distances, also improved significantly by utilizing these particular braces. Now, obviously, with these types of supports, one thing you need to keep in mind is that for this to work, only one side of the knee joint needs to be involved. So if you have knee arthritis and both sides are worn out, then this type of knee support is probably not going to work. Now, another aspect of wearing knee supports, and this mainly concerns neoprene knee support. So neoprene is this sort of material. It's kind of like, feels like stretchy rubber. It is the very similar material that they make wetsuits from. So if your knee supports is made of neoprene, it's more likely to trap heat inside the knee joint. So it kind of makes your knee feel warm. Now, when it traps heat and it warms up your knee joint, it may help to increase circulation through the knee joint. So by keeping it warm, by keep the blood circulating through the area, it reduces stiffness and discomfort. Especially, if you sit down for a while and then you try to get up, and the first few steps quite often feel very uncomfortable until your knee warms up again. So with using neoprene knee braces, it may help to reduce that sensation of stiffness after staying still for a while. So again, one thing to understand, none of this fixes arthritis. Nothing, well, as far as we know, nothing can cure arthritis. There's nothing you can do to reverse arthritic changes. But these um, some of these braces may help you manage your pain levels. In fact, they may actually improve your function and make your life a lot more comfortable. So use them at your discretion. I think if you feel like you need some help with managing your day-to-day pain levels, if you feel like your pain stops you from doing certain things, then why not? I think using a knee brace may actually help you help to sort of have better quality of life. But as always, I would probably suggest speaking to a health professional, a physio, or doctor, just to see which type of knee support would work better for you. Now, another important side note as well, and this is purely from my own experience. So sometimes with people with knee arthritis, particularly people who have arthritis under the kneecap. So if arthritis affects what's called patellofemoral joint, or the joint between your kneecap and your thigh bone or femur, Now, a few times in the past, I've come across situations where by putting a knee support, it actually makes the pain worse. Okay. So the reason why I think it makes it worse is because it pretty much jams the kneecap or compresses the kneecap harder against the thigh bone. And because when you have arthritis, the cartilage or the surface of the bone is kind of worn out. It's sort of like you almost get a sort of a situation where it's bone on bone or sandpaper against sandpaper. But if you compress those two bony bits even further closer together, obviously it will make the whole knee feel more painful, more uncomfortable. So again, it really depends what part of the knee joint is affected. Sometimes I would say occasionally by putting on a knee support, it may make your pain worse. But don't let that stop you from trying one on. So most of the time it will be pretty much trial and error. Okay, you try it on. If it feels good, if it feels more comfortable walking around, then use it. If it makes you feel more uncomfortable, then obviously your knee does not agree with it, so then you should probably stop using it. And another final important point that I want to make. So even if the knee support actually makes your life more comfortable, it helps you manage your pain levels better. So by all means, use it. But one thing to understand, it does not replace the need of strengthening your muscles around the knee, because this is the one thing that has been proven beyond pretty much reasonable doubt that will give you the most benefit long term. So strengthening your muscles around the knee, particularly your glutes, your quadriceps, your hamstrings, and your calf muscle, that will give you reliable long-term relief from pain, for years to come. Again, it does not reverse the breaking down of the cartilage. It does not reverse the actual damage that's been done to your joint, but strengthening definitely helps to get reliable long-term relief from knee pain, or at least it will help to reduce the level of pain. So my point is, use the brace if you need to, but you still need to do the strengthening exercises to help you manage your knee arthritis pain long term. So as a quick summary, light knee supports or knee sleeves. Yes, there's some evidence to say that they can actually help you improve your pain levels, especially when when you're up on your feet doing things, walking around, possibly climbing stairs. There is some research that says that it can help you manage your pain better. Also, unloader braces, if one side of your knee joint is affected, that is definitely something you can look at. I would definitely suggest, if you're looking at unloader braces, definitely need to speak to a health professional who understands what these braces are, and they will help you fit them better. Neoprene knee supports, they are particularly good at trapping the heat and kind of warming up your joints. Again, does not cure arthritis, but it does make your knee feel more comfortable. But at the end of the day, you need to be strengthening your knee joint, I should say the muscles around the knee joint, which will help you manage your arthritic pain long term. Okay, so hopefully you picked up some useful tips from this podcast today. All the best, and speak to you next time.